Welcome to Everyday Life. Thank you for joining our podcast, Conversations Over Coffee. My name is Jen.
And I'm Dagda.
And we're going to hit you with the explicit content warning right off the bat. This podcast does include adult situations and adult language from time to time.
I'm an angel. I never fucking cuss.
Okay. Anyways, you ready to go?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go.
Just your friendly neighborhood.
I wish we had one. Honestly, I wish we had a real live one. Especially, like, you were with me the other day when we saw those broken car windows, right?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man. If we had a friendly neighborhood one, man. I have to agree with this. How you doing today? How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How's it going?
Oh, it's going well. It's going well. I just made some tea of a flavor I haven't had in a really long time, so I'm excited for that. You know, because, I mean, I've already had a lot of coffee today. So I don't need more coffee. So I'm going to do tea, which is still, you know, whatever. Yeah. It's a brewed drink. But I'm still drinking my water as well. So, yeah. Do you need some water?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, I don't want you peeing your pants.
Nope.
Nope, you big boy.
It's better than peeing your pants.
I would be very, very unhappy if you stood up and peed on my pants.
I didn't shit my pants. You shit my pants.
I'd be so friggin' mad. I'd be like, where's my little Louisville Slugger at again? I know exactly where it's at. So it was interesting. This thought popped into my head earlier today, and I was, because, you know, we've got all kinds of new movies coming out in the next year or two. We talked about Avengers a couple episodes back about the new Avengers coming out sometime this year, I believe. And it's like, I'm getting excited. And I thought, because, you know, me, I'm like most humans, my way's always right, right? What I think is always right, right?
Nope.
So exactly, exactly. But I was going, I thought to myself, I wonder who is the most literally, this is how I typed it in. Who is the most sought after Marvel superhero? Okay. And I literally thought, yeah, it's going to be Thor. It's going to be one of my favorites. It's going to be Thor and then Hawkeye because, first of all, I know it's never going to be Hawkeye.
Yeah, no.
I love Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye.
Yeah.
But the original Hawkeye character in the comic book seems kind of douchey at times. So
yeah, I never read Avengers and most certainly never read any Hawkeye
I'm
comics.
Just saying by the costume I see, he looks kind of douche. But I mean, no.
So does the Green Arrow.
Yeah,
and he's a better character, I think, than the Hawkeye character.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you look at the Green Arrow's original, like, what, 60s, 70s garb?
He's based off of Errol Flynn.
Yeah.
As far as the way he looks and also kind of
yeah,
the way
it does
he
look
acts.
like a caricature of Errol Flynn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way Stephen Amell portrayed him. I think that's a great way to do it.
The dude from the television series?
Yes.
Yeah, I really like that television series. Although I never finished watching it.
I've still got one more season to finish as well.
Yeah.
Or 1.5. I think I made it halfway through season 7, but I haven't seen the end of season 7 or all of season 8.
Yeah.
I've seen enough clips to know that, okay.
Yeah.
But it's the same with The Flash. I love Grant Gustin as The Flash. I wish he would have played The Flash in the movies
rather than that other person.
Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Which, you know, here's the thing. Ezra Miller actually has sparks of genius as an actor, but his mental health
he definitely
has been off and on out of control. Yeah. And that is such a for me. It's an ick factor for me. And, you know, I'm sure if Ezra Miller was sitting right here, he'd be like, but I'm rich and famous and I have a ton of money and I'm skinny and you're not. And I'd be like, okay.
And I don't need you bitches anyhow.
I don't want you bitches anyhow. I'm going to slap y'all anyways. And I'd be like, okay. Because, like, at the end of the day, I'd look at him and go, but, you know, God loves you. I mean, I don't know what I'd say other than don't be a fucking idiot. Ezra Miller, I saw him in The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is a movie with Emma Thompson and I don't remember the other actor's name, but he did really well in there.
Okay.
And I really liked him because it showed a very diverse range of emotions in there, from angry to happy to sad. So it had a good diverse range, and it didn't look like he was phoning it in, but you know. He was kind of in the little piece that I remember seeing him in the Justice League. He was kind of, me, I'm the Flash, me. And it was like, okay. And then the actual movie, but I don't know. He's, the older I get, the more I think people really need to pay attention to their mental health. Yeah. Like, your mental health is such a huge thing, how not only how people are going to perceive you, but how you perceive yourself, and therefore how you interact with other people.
Yeah.
If you...
It's a vicious circle.
It is. Because if you pigeonhole yourself, I don't, all the time. I
fell through the cracks.
I don't know. I'm socially awkward because I'm a boy who likes Pokemon. You know, like the stupidest excuses I've heard. And I'm just like, you know what? Everybody deals with mental health. Mm-hmm. We have this, it's a huge pack mentality where we want to be accepted by the group.
Yeah.
We want everybody to accept us. We want everybody to like us. Guess what, princess? Like only 1.3% of humans on the planet probably like me. And I'm okay with that.
I mean, that would be a shitload of people, even if it's only 1.3.
I'm saying, right?
I don't know. When you were talking about the pack mentality thing, I was actually thinking about the Hoof GP and how he talks about how the cows, even when they're injured, they'll hide their injury.
Yeah, they don't want to show weakness.
Because, yeah, I mean, it's natural. The weak ones are the ones that get picked off and eaten by the predators.
Right.
And also, the sick ones get shunned by the rest of the herd.
Yep.
And so trying to like hide your weaknesses, or if you want to call it that, is kind of natural. It's kind of like a natural survival instinct. Because if you're weak, the predator's going to come get you. If you're sick, you're going to get shunned.
Yeah. It's like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Robin Williams was very...
R.I.P., dude.
Right. But he was very upfront about his mental health struggles when he got older. And it started by him talking to his few friends that he had. He had to build a circle of friends because he was so insecure. But he talked about everything he did. He just wanted people to accept, approve, and praise. That was the thing, is that he was so insecure and, you know, and he struggled with it his whole life till his death. It wasn't something that he had like in a predominant fashion in his death. Obviously, we all know you're almost a decade later or past a decade later or something like that. Yeah. I can't remember if it was 14 or 16 when he passed.
Yeah.
But, you know, we all learned that he did not want to have the indignities that come. There's an assumption that come with Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or dementia. And he was just like, I'm checking out before I'm not me, because apparently not only did he get that diagnosis, but one of the articles I read, he had started noticing things that he was just like, I'm done. And that's just how that's, you know, but his thing was, you need that approval. He always sought approval because it's what made him feel better. Yeah. And I've always had the philosophy, I don't need to have a big circle of friends. Yeah. I just have to have a circle that I can support them and they can support me. And we do this thing at our local library, and it's like a little podcast group, local podcasters or people who are talking about podcasting or interested in podcasting. We get together with them, right? And we just went to the January meeting, which on the one hand was really sad that people didn't really show up, other faces that we've seen. Yeah. But on the other hand, we showed up. Yeah. And another podcaster who's a local guy who he's an interesting cat, man.
Yeah. His podcast is pretty interesting too.
He's
if
really,
you're into MMOs.
Yes, please talk about it, because I told him, I want to make sure we say something about him, because Bossmode, he's kind of funny in his own way.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about MMO Madness. Tell us a little bit about Bossmode.
Yeah, so Bossmode is his name. He does a podcast called MMO Madness, and it's mostly talking about the psychology behind trolls in MMOs.
Right.
Also, it goes, especially the earlier podcasts, it goes into a lot of the history of MMOs and, well, by virtue of the history of trolls in MMOs. So yeah, it's pretty interesting if you are interested in that sort of thing. They're also pretty short.
The longest one being like, what, a half hour, right?
Yeah, they're around 30 minutes. Well, the newer ones are around 30 minutes. The early ones were
7 to
around
12.
10 minutes-ish. Yeah, so they're pretty quick listens. I found them pretty interesting.
Right, because you're into MMO, and of course, anything that has to do with thinking about the psychology behind it, and I'll probably listen to it at some point. There's just, I've just got a lot on my plate right now.
Yeah.
So what I focus on, obviously, is our podcast and making sure, my brain works. But Bossmode, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that when we do get to, because we've seen him 3 or 4, maybe 4 or 5 times now. We've seen him for a few months now.
I think he's been at every one that we went to.
September, October, November, December, January, 5 of them. So we've seen him 5 times, and he's always had that, it's not like he's upbeat. Like, it's not like he talks like I do.
Yeah.
He is, but he's very positive about, I want people, because he loves MMOs. He loves them, and he doesn't necessarily care about you seeing his gameplay. He hasn't gone that far into it.
Yeah, no.
But he loves MMOs, and he wants it to be a very good experience for people. And it's very irritating when certain things happen.
Yeah.
And I get that. But just the fact that he ain't afraid to call a spade.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part, by the way he describes it to me, is like he's just calling trolls out, which on the one hand, our host of the podcast lead, Mr. John, I think he feels that might be a little tricky line.
Yeah. I mean, he does talk about like the things that led to trolling.
Right.
As far as like the games themselves, kind of in some ways are responsible for this. Not entirely. Obviously, people being dicks is people being dicks.
Right.
But some of the things in the games kind of lead to this. Some of the games kind of leaned into it more.
Right.
Although most of those games are not MMOs, they're first-person shooters and the competitive play type games.
Right.
They're like, whatever. This is good actually for us because people get riled up and then more people show up, kind of thing.
Right.
Up to a certain extent. But yeah, he talks about kind of some of the positive aspects of what happens, as well as the negative ones. Obviously, the negative ones are more obvious oftentimes. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I like him. I think he is a very nice guy. And, one of the things, so when we talk, like there are certain things that have happened lately in our private lives that are not open for discussion online yet. We're not ready for that.
This is not a democracy.
This is not a democracy. This is Russia right now.
1950s Russia. Anyway,
it's better than 1942 Germany. Just saying. So what's interesting is because of some dynamics we've dealt with in our personal life, it had led me to have some thoughts about the platform of podcasting. And I'm listening to Bossmode the last time we were there, and I think it's great what he's doing because, there are a lot of people who are like him that for the most part, He enjoys his time to himself. He likes to, when he plays his MMOs, half the time he plays by himself, half the time he plays with, just random whoever.
Yeah.
And he likes teaching people about whatever. But I also like the fact that he likes to play the way he likes to play.
Yeah.
But there's one thing he can't stand is bullies and trolls.
Yeah.
And I love how he does not give two shits about anybody that wants to be a bully or a troll. And he's just like, hey, Cornroll 79. So I saw you steal the Sword of Valiance from Sweet Pea 92. Good job, bully. Good job, man. Like, he's telling me he would call people out. And I don't know if I'm just being like dramatic about the descriptor. Yeah. But I love that he does that, and he just simply doesn't care. He's just like, it doesn't matter. And it's true. It doesn't matter if you say everybody's perfect and you're awesome and you're wonderful. Somebody is going to find a reason to tear you apart.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that he's like, hey, you're going to tear me apart, whatever. They're going to tear me apart, whatever. But it's not going to change the fact that trolls are idiots.
Yeah.
So when we were talking at this last group meeting, I was talking about how I'd started thinking about the podcast as I think families out there should go to the library and rent an all-in-one for a week.
Yeah.
For a week, even a month. And this is going to sound super crazy, but have at least one meal together with the whole family and just record it. Literally record it.
Yeah.
Go to that person in your family, whether it's your favorite person, your least favorite person, and go talk to them. Have a conversation, record a conversation. Because you're leaving a legacy. And what's really interesting, I would think, what fascinates me the most about it is I want to listen back in 2 years. I want to listen back about what we talked about season 1. I want to listen to, okay, what did we talk about on season 1 versus season 2 versus season 3 versus season 4?
Yeah.
I want to hear that change. I want to hear that growth, that dynamic, because I firmly believe that some younger people who, if you want to go into broadcasting, I want to be the anchor woman. I want to be the anchor man on my local news station. I love that idea of bringing these exciting stories. Great. Then practice by recording yourself so you can hear how your tones and your influxes are.
Yeah.
Because wouldn't it be amazing if, I wouldn't recommend it for anybody under the age of 16, quite honestly, because, or even under the age of 13, simply because you don't want shit used against you. And it's really hard when you're first starting puberty at 11, 12, and 13 to not like flip off at your mouth the wrong way.
I'm going to be another rapper dead for popping off at the mouth with shit I shouldn't have said.
Yeah. And then somebody's going to get a hold of it, right?
Yeah.
And say you become the most famous news anchor person in the entire world. And they're going to be like, oh, but in 2026, at the age of 12 years, 2 days, and 9 months, you said, I want to be, oh, I can't say that, and I almost did.
I want to be a gangster rap star.
That's right. And I'm going to have fish sticks and Twizzlers for dinner every night. Yeah, boy.
And all them bitches. Oh, you misogynist.
It's going to be one of those things where somebody...
Oh, you Diddy. He's a R-A-P-E-R. Didn't miss a P, did he?
Yep. But the reason why I think that avoiding it at the beginning of puberty is because you pop off with some unreasonable shit.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't sit back and reflect on their life and go, oh, I was fine when I was a kid. Puberty didn't bug me. Bullshit.
I mean, I'm approximately 99,000 years old, and I still do it occasionally.
So, but I thought but what an interesting thing to pose to people is the idea of a family get together, especially if you have family that only gets together at holidays. Yeah. Or certain times a year, or like we only go see Aunt Thelma down in Connecticut. Oh, that would be over in Connecticut on her birthday. And this year she's turning 80. Take an all-in-one and record the conversations. Rent a couple of all-in-ones and set them to record, because they record for hours.
Yeah.
And, and it's really, you have something to reflect upon and reflect back. And then, kids who are like 14, 15, 16, if they start doing it now on occasion with their mom, in 10 years' time, they might be that news anchor. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're a world famous poet. And somebody can go, what did you want to do? You know what? I can tell you, you wouldn't believe the ideology of this kid. When I was a kid, you wouldn't believe my ideology and what I thought was super cool. And you're going to get those fun, great aspects of being able to pull something up, and you're going to have somebody clowning going, Mom, look at me. I'm a gangster's parasite. Yeah, boy. I'm going to be like the next Eminem, yo.
You're Asian.
It doesn't matter. I got an A- on my math test. Yeah, I'm bucking the system. It doesn't matter. It's a way to express yourself. It's a way to, if God forbid something happened before you think it's going to in your life, it's a way to leave a legacy. It's a way to connect. It's just something I think I would love to tell people would be a fun project for them to try with their kids. I would encourage them to try it with their kids, because as much as we lose the memory of our childhoods, they don't as much. So you ever have your grandpa go, I really miss it when you weren't so lippy there, Dagda. You ever have your grandpa say that to you?
I don't think so.
I mean, wouldn't you have loved it if you'd have been able to record it when your grandpa was talking about being horny, one of the last phone calls you had with him?
Jesus Christ.
But here's the thing. If you had recorded it back then with an all-in-one, say you and grandpa were sitting there and he just looked at you and had a shot of scotch or whiskey or whatever his preferred drink was.
Jim Beam.
Girl. And he just looked at you and go, Dagda boy, I woke up this morning and I was horny. You ever get horny? Did that happen to you? And you literally had this conversation. So where you could look at it, and when you have a memory of something that happened and you and your uncle could share it or whatever, be like, oh, you think that? Hold on. I got something for you to listen to. So this one time, Grandpa got drunk and called me talking about horny and the dancing ladies. But I think it would be great if everybody did a little experimentation and recorded it. Maybe not on the level that we do where, we have to go through and it's gotta take my high squeaky voice and fix it. Or, background noise or whatever, but just have that moment where, oh my God, because you never know what family barbecue is going to be like. The best family barbecue. Like, oh my God, Becky, did you taste these ribs? They're so delicious. They're smothered and covered in sauce. Yeah. Anyways, it's just food for thought.
Yeah.
But I'm really I try to encourage anybody who wants to do podcasting. If you look at it in a way to where you can share some ideas, you can share some laughter, you can share something, it's there. But the biggest thing that I'd come to realize since we started podcasting was my idea that I had in the back of my head that this is a place people can come and they can hear the most random of conversations.
Yeah.
And they're not alone. And they can hear.
Sometimes you want to go
where everybody knows you fart. I mean, that's not what you're supposed to say, right? What am I supposed to say?
And then you turn it into art. Anyway.
You want to know if she's a little hoe? Well, just listen to Jen and Dagda. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
That's the funnest part about us, for me, us podcasting is, we're not talking about hoes because,
sometimes you want everybody to know you came. Anyway.
Oh, trust me, that's not my coming sound.
Yeah.
Anyways, but when we were talking about it, and I was talking to Mr. John, just because of everything that's going on, I really do want this to be fun for us, first of all. Mm-hmm. Like, if you don't find it fun and you don't find us funny, that's okay. That's your opinion and you're entitled to it. We hope you find it funny. We hope you find it fun. We hope you call your best friend and go, oh my God, Becky, did you hear Jen and Dagda? I want to rip her fucking eyes out because once again, she said 19 times throughout this episode. What the fuck is wrong with that girl? If that makes you happy, that makes me happy.
No, I'm the dictator and you will find it amusing. I'm the decider.
Or I'm going to use my dick to make mashed taters.
Yeah. On your forehead.
Cream. Anybody want some cream? But I do want it to be a place where people can... I'm feeling sentimental, and it's because just all the changes, right? Yeah. So I'm feeling sentimental, but the biggest thing I want people to know, because I've been in that place where I didn't have any close friends. My closest friend, she moved away. Screw you, bitch. And that's okay because I got you, and I'm good with that. Well, I mean, it's really interesting because so one of my very best friends, she moved away a long time ago. And then it was just a bunch of kind of just being sad all the time. And then I met my online gaming group. And of all of them, I got Papa. And then a few years later, I got you. So there's nothing more excellent in the world than having a group.
Dagda.
Oh my God.
Listen to this asshole.
But the biggest thing I got Papa, right? From my gaming group, I got Papa. I just talked to him on the phone the other day, kind of updated him on life situation because, you know, and he was just like, what? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm, you know, I think he got a good chuckle off of like, oh yeah, I'm surprised your sister-in-law didn't tell you what I said about you. And he's like, wait, what'd you say about me? And I'm less like, I put it out there for everybody that you are number one. Like honestly, he's out of all my gamer friends, not like he knows, right? And I told him, I was just like, but you ruined my masturbation fantasy. And he's like, what? I was like, I used to like hardcore have a big, you know, clean chubby lady boner for the Kyle Chandler. And I said, and you look too much like him and you ruined my double click fantasy. And oh my God, I think that made his night. Because he's 3 hours ahead of us. Yeah. So when he calls me, it's like 12:30 in the morning and he's on the deck having a drink or whatever. If his wife's already in bed or if she's up and he's got it on speakerphone, who knows? Yeah. And so we were just conversating about some stuff. But it's moments like that where I really wish I would have come in here and turned all the equipment on to have the conversation. But I don't know. I would really like to encourage everybody to at least look into a all-in-one their library has and just do some recording and just you can hear some of the craziest stuff on playback. Yeah. Which is fun to me because I'll be like, there are times where I'm listening to our podcast and we're going along and I will start laughing at the exact same spot and I will go, well, that's what you get, dipshit, or whatever I said in the moment. I will say audibly out loud. And then I'm like, I literally get lightheaded and go, whoa, that was very deja vu because I don't remember. I remember like verbatims of what we talk about. I don't remember exacts. Verbatim is, you know what I'm saying. What's the word? I'm looking for what the word am I?
Generalities.
The generalities. That's correct. Not word for word. Okay. You fucking dick. You just can't let me have a born toe-headed blonde moment, can you?
Some of those things literally drive an ice pick in my brain. So
I know, but I try so hard to poke it. It just in the front edge of your eye, right before it goes in, just right there, just not all the way in.
Nope. There is no. This will just hurt for a little bit, and I'll only put the head of it in this.
Just a tip. Scenario. Just a tip.
Yeah, there's no.
There's no tip in this scenario.
No.
It's either in or out.
It's out. Absolutely out.
You're like, wait a minute. I'm not going to agree to any tip being in any part of me.
Nope.
No, I'm feeling very. Is it nostalgic? What am I feeling? You would probably know best because you know me better.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could use the term nostalgia.
I have moments where I just think if there's one person who listens in on a bad day and they're just like, they get a chuckle and they go, these guys are fucking nuts. Even if they never listen again, which I hope you do. I hope you listen repeatedly. Like double click the mouse over and over and over. It's great.
You may find yourself desiring to listen to this repeatedly. Anyway.
Listen.
Linda.
No papaos. You know, but even if you've just got that one person a day who gets a good chuckle going, well, What? Because I know everybody's dying. I know everybody's dying to find out.
Ass first, probably.
Face down. Just saying. We're going to be doing on a near future episode. We're going to be talking about Dresden, and I am still compiling who I want to see in a live action, a full live action TV show.
Dresden verse.
In a Dresden verse. And as much as I love certain actors, as much as I love, my heart is pulling me a different way. So, and I know that there's people that are like, why the fuck are you talking about? Because Dresden's awesome. Let me tell you something. Dresden's awesome. So we'll talk about him at a future time. Not today.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Zoo Day. That's all I got to say.
That short story was fucking fantastic.
I think Zoo Day and then Day One, I think they're two of the very, very best Dresden short stories Jim Butcher has ever written. Honestly, I would say Zoo Day first and then Day One are my two favorites so far that I've read. Well, I've read everything that's out there right now.
Yeah.
And I say that because, especially once I looked up what Butter said, knowing that he was listening to Weird Al Yankovic's, the polka song or whatever it was.
Yeah. He did actually. Weird Al did a bunch of vocal songs.
Yeah, I don't remember which one he referenced to. I could look it up.
He might have even done an entire album.
Yeah, I think he did an entire album. But I love Butters, and I'm still in my own mind. I think I still, even though he's a bit young, he wouldn't be a bit young at the when he first necessarily met Harry. Not too young, just a couple of years shy.
Okay.
But I still think I know who I want as Butters. You know, of course, I also think that James Marsters, who is the narrator for, nope, not today.
Yep. I mean, yeah, we only have
a few minutes left. But so this went from what I wanted to talk about because I looked something up and my ego got deflated, but that's okay. We'll do that next episode. So anyways, Podcasting Cafe, we did it.
Yep.
MMO Madness, Bossmode's out there. If you like that,
shout out Bossmode.
Shout out Bossmode. If you like MMOs and you also have issues with trolls and shit and
troll shit,
let your troll show. Go give Bossmode some love. Give him a try. It's not a long listen, but if you are an MMO player, it might be a different perspective to look at and listen to.
Yeah.
And it might be something that hits home with you, or you're like, yes, that's exactly what I think. And then it might not be for you as well. It might be more like, hold on, I got to look this guy up because I'm going to go steal his gold chalice. That sumbitch.
Hold my Cosmo.
Hold my sword of destiny. But mental health, it's a huge thing with everything that's going on right now. It is a little bit of a struggle with mental health, and we talk about it quite a bit because it's important to. And I think that's how you kind of let the people out there who know, like, dude, you are not the only one who's struggling with these mental health moments. I seek approval all the time. But the person I seek the most approval of now that I've gotten older and I understand where it starts is myself.
Yeah. Back in the 90s, I was somewhat involved in the pickup artist community. And one of the things that was talked about a bunch was because, like, Chris Farley, I think it was, had died recently. And I think even John Candy had died recently.
Yeah, there was about 5 years between them. Candy was 93, and I think Farley was 98-ish, maybe?
Yeah. But anyway, some of the people that I listened to a lot during that time period were talking about you need to put the smile on your face first.
Absolutely.
Because it's very common, especially in that industry, the comedy and acting, where the people who seem to be the best at those jobs are oftentimes very miserable people in their own lives, not because they're crappy people or whatever. They're just profoundly insecure and just unhappy.
Yeah.
And the idea was that basically you need, instead of trying to get everybody else to laugh, you need to get yourself to laugh.
Yeah.
Instead of getting everybody else to feel good, you need to find out what it takes and what you need to do to make yourself feel good.
Right.
Now, obviously, you also want other people to feel good around you, but just like if you've ever ridden in an airplane where they tell you if cabin loses pressure, the gas mask will come down, you need to put the mask on yourself first, and then you can help other people.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, there's a good chance both of you will die.
Yeah.
So put the smile on your face first.
Yeah. It's life isn't perfect.
Yeah.
But, it's right now is just very challenging.
Yeah, it's a little extra challenging this last few years.
Yeah.
The last 7 or so years.
Yeah. But it's also, I can't make anybody have a friendship like we do, which you have to admit we're fucking weird.
Oh, well, you're weird, so yeah.
You're such a dick.
I'm fucking weird also, so.
Yeah, well, right, but our weirds match great because we've always been each other's cheerleaders for at least the last, we've known each other. It'll be 16 years in August. Holy crap.
God, I need to move.
You are, maybe you should go to Cape Canaveral. Stand underneath and make sure that they're heading up straight, right?
You got a
2-degree tilt. You better go
inspect them nozzles.
Right. I would honestly say when it comes to picking each other up mentally, emotionally, I would say it's probably been that way for us for probably at least the last 12, 13 years, probably, of the time that we've known each other, because you are an individual where you have all kinds of friends as far as acquaintances and stuff, but people who are really close to you, you're very guarded about that.
Yeah.
And you're very particular about that. And it takes a long time for you to trust people enough to let them a little bit more inside and not in a just the tip kind of way.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that's clear because we don't want anybody.
I've actually gotten weirded out by people wanting to be my friend.
Yeah, I know.
Which is weird.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, I've had somebody be like, "Hey, man, can I get your number?" And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about old cranky man. Think about the old cranky man. Like the first time he was just like, I really enjoy coming and seeing you guys every week. Can I get your number? Maybe we could do something on one of my other days off if you have time."
Yeah.
And I remember the look on your face. You were like,
"Excuse me?
What a fucking creepo."
Yeah.
But
that's mostly me being weird because I'm kind of weird.
Honestly, I don't think it's you being kind of weird. We just live in a society now where probably the last 30 years, where literally almost everything we see is everybody's going postal. You can't trust anybody. And then the internet makes it fucking worse because, oh, Becky, did you hear what Jimmy Boy did? Oh my God. Jimmy went out and stuck his penis in a foot-long sub. Like, yeah, some people are like,
at Subway. Ooh,
talk about fresh,
foot long, fresh, yeah.
Right? The thing about it is that it's not something that's against anybody else in the world. We're just very lucky, and I hope that somebody listens in and understands. It took time for two extremely awkward people to be like, okay, we're friends. And we actually do. Right. We're still not friends yet. I'm still thinking about it.
That actually reminded me of Abba and Preach.
Okay.
In their earlier videos, they actually were like, "We're not friends. We work together."
Yeah.
And they were serious about that.
Yeah.
Although over time they became more and more friends.
Yeah, of course.
And so now they're like brothers or whatever.
Exactly.
Although obviously they were comfortable with each other enough to start a freaking YouTube channel.
Right.
or whatever. Also, they did a bunch of comedy stuff together. But yeah.
It's funny because I will tell people when I talk about you, I will be like, yeah, Dagda's my brother, blah, 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 blah. And it confuses people. I'm like, he's adopted. I feel very much.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell him we adopted him. We had this conversation. So the five, there's more than us, but the 5 Lady Musketeers got together this weekend and we went and did a bonding thing, right? And not what you dirty fuckers are thinking, okay? It was a familial bonding thing. It was just a ladies only thing, so it had nothing to do against the boys. But what we did do was we had a conversation. And we went, this works out perfect because mommy's got 4 girls and 1 boy. Now, one of my siblings went, that's not right because you forgot about so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And I went, that would be really creepy if those individuals were mommy's boys when they're banging mommy's girls. And it was just like, and so my one sibling said, so how does the order go? I was like, it's perfect. You've got this birth year. So you've got the first birth year. That was just a warm up. And then you've got Jen, then you've got Dagda, then you have Sissy, and then you have best friend. That's the other Sissy.
Yeah.
Like you've got Sissy, Jen, Dagda, Sissy. I mean, you've got us all lined up. It's perfect. So it was just really interesting because my one sibling thought about it for a minute and was just like, yeah, that kind of works perfect. I'm like, yeah, because I'm not going to say the other boys because that's gross. Mommy didn't raise no
incestors,
interlopers,
infidels.
So anyways, hopefully they understand it is about your mental health. Get out there and think about doing something, record something. And I don't mean like do what a lot of these young folks do where they're constantly walking around with their little selfie stick. No, I'm talking about turn off the TV, set your phone to the side. They're called all-in-one recorders. They're called H1. H1 recorders, right?
As long as they're not H1N1.
That's
fine.
Correct. And then just have a family meal. Just set it off to the side. Grab a couple of them. What I would challenge people to do is when they're doing like their group functions, even if it's their extended family in their party, like get 4 of them and set them up throughout the house. You'd be surprised at what you hear. There are some times when I'm listening to the playback, I'm like, anybody else who would have listened to that would have been just like, oh, that's kind of a weird little audio glitch. And then it's just like, oh my, and then I know what it is. And I'm just like, oh gosh.
I would say before you do that though, consult your local laws and then get consent to record.
Yeah, make sure all your guests would know and say, hey guys, this is what I want to do. I want to record this dinner for us. And I want to record, say we have 4 family functions we're doing this year. I want to record at this family function because what I want to do is build a legacy vault. I want us to be able to, if Aunt Lucy makes it down from Connecticut this year, I want to record her. And I want to hear I want to hear her tell me those stories that she always told me when I was a kid about the hard candy bowl with just grab a piece of candy and the whole lump comes out. And, I want to hear how she walked uphill 9 miles each direction at a 180-degree angle in ankle, ankle deep water, but knee deep snow. These are stories that when people leave our lives in a corporeal form, we can have their voice telling them again if you record it. And people can do it on their phone. I say use the recorder simply because they have a longer duration and you're kind of forced to interact with technology a little bit, even though it's not the funnest thing because you got to learn a couple of things like getting it onto a memory stick and all that. But it's a great excuse to learn how to do it. So then you go to maybe your local library system or your local AV club and you can bond with somebody. Because there are a lot of people now who are living very solitary lives because they've lost people or they've moved away from people for jobs or whatever. So they lead a very solitary life. So how do you change that?
Yeah.
You change that by getting involved. And it doesn't have to be like, oh my God, I am not going to go join another ski group when we only have 6 weeks of snow a year. Ugh. It's just too much because too much changes in the 11 months we don't see each other or whatever.
Yeah.
You can do something simple and just be like, go do bounce these ideas off.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know. Get your memories, get them together, make them matter, create your own legacy, because it's something I've definitely thought a lot about, especially lately. Like if something happened, you or I would have a way to really give the other one a hard time if something unexpected happened. And we'd be able to play it and be like, you would be able to play hours and hours of, you won't believe some of the shit that came out of her mouth. But I would be able to be like, oh, you don't even know, listen to this ego. You know, like you have a place to go back to and remember somebody that you may miss. You have a way to go. When I was younger, I had this ideology that the world could be good. I had this ideology that you could have people in your life that mattered more than anything. And when I had to let them go, I had a little piece of them left with me. And if we're going to have technology, why not utilize it?
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, I would love anybody to do it and then give us feedback on it, because it's you only get one go around that you remember. So people telling your stories when you're gone is not the same as them being able to sit down and say, so my uncle and I had this great conversation, and you wouldn't believe the wild tales he told me about his youth and what he loved about growing up with his family. And then you can play it, and then everybody can go, yep, that sounds just like uncle. That sounds just like dad, mom, whoever. And when people pass, they never leave us, but it's really a way to hear their laughter again and be like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is not what we were supposed to talk about today, but it's been weighing on my mind for a while. But go check out MMO Madness. Bossmode is a great guy. He will entertain you. He'll make you chuckle a little bit, whether you agree or don't agree with what he says. Dagda and I are going to continue on. If you have not yet, you should go find After Dark, because we're in a really interesting point with After Dark. Right. That sounds bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, cheers.
Later.
Bye, guys. Okay, everybody. That's all the time we have for today. So I want to thank you for stopping by to enjoy the conversation. We're glad you're here, and please share and share again and share some more. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We'll be having another chat and another cup soon. We'll talk to you then. Look forward to seeing you.